Republicans from all over the country have been flocking to Arizona in recent weeks, taking tours of the ballot audit facility, talking to Arizona Republican lawmakers, trying to figure out how they pulled this thing off so that they can take it back to their states and do the same thing, audit ballots that we already know have been recounted and audited and are okay. But hey, got to make Donald Trump happy. You got to appease that Republican base, and Republican lawmakers from all over the country are rushing to do that. Well, Republicans in Arizona are now telling them you may want to pump the brakes just a little bit on that because it's really starting to look like this is going to backfire on us spectacularly. According to a recent report from Politico, one Republican aide, or a GOP operative by the name of Sean Noble, had this to say about the ongoing ballot audit in the state of Arizona, which, yes, 2 months later, still going on. Not sure why it takes that long to count and verify 2 million ballots, but Cyber Ninjas doesn't really know what they're doing there. It's the first time they've ever done it. So anyway, here's what Sean Noble, GOP operative from Arizona, had to say. It's a failure. It's a joke. He then advised Republicans everywhere to, quote, avoid it. The election is long over. Time to look forward. And Mr. Noble's not just saying this because he understands that this audit's not going to overturn the election. He's saying this because he's looking at the polling data in his own state and he sees that this is going to backfire on Republicans. You now have a majority of voters in the state of Arizona, including a huge majority of independent voters, who are obviously the most coveted group in that new swing state, that do not support the recounts. And here's the numbers. 49 do not support it. 46% do support it. That's within the poll's margin of error, right? Well, get this. When voters are explained how partisan the efforts are, those numbers change. It's no longer 49 to 46%. It becomes 51 to 44%. 51% oppose, 44% support. So once they learn that this is a Republican partisan effort to basically just appease Donald Trump, being conducted by a company that's literally never done this before, even more people say, oh, well, hold up. No, I'm not okay with that. That's a really bad idea. These same polls also show that even though a majority of Arizona voters do not want Joe Biden to run again, they still prefer Joe Biden over Donald Trump. So they're sitting there in Arizona, they're saying, listen, we don't like Joe Biden, we don't want him to run again, but if he does run again against Donald Trump, yeah, the state's gonna be blue for another 4 years. The audit isn't working, at least not in the state where it's being conducted. And again, Arizona is now a swing state, and those independent voters who by 18 percentage points disapprove of this ballot audit, those are the ones that are going to be determining which direction that state goes in the next election. And you've got this Republican Noble here sounding the alarm bells, not just in Arizona, but across the country, warning everyone, look at what's really happening here, not just the audit to appease Trump. Look what's actually happening as a result of that. And please don't do it in your state. Don't repeat our mistakes, because it's killing us. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you want even more Ring of Fire, we encourage everyone to like, comment, share, but most importantly, subscribe. And don't forget, you can find me on all social media outlets at Fair and Balanced.